But another thing that I wanted to talk to you is the post-COVID world, the future. And how do you see Thailand in that field? I mean, like, it's difficult to say anyways, right? But do you see something like that we need to change, or the direction that we need to develop to? Have you wrapped your head around kind of like these future post-COVID scenarios? And I know that you probably have, actually, because you have a company called the 21st Century Workshops, right? So that actually deals with this fundamental question. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about that, how you see post-COVID era and what you do with 21st Century Workshops.
Yeah, we've been asking ourselves this question a lot, and not just, I mean, 21st Century Workshop is just me, it's just my baby. But I mean, I also recently joined an organization called Meta Future, which is run by a world-renowned futurist, Dr. Sahel Iniatullah. And we specialize in really helping people and organizations create alternative futures and identify preferred futures. And I think one of the challenges we face right now is you're not seeing many articulations of what the future is going to be like from here on in, and what this really means for humanity. You see some really toxic narratives on the news, people saying, oh, we're fighting a war against coronavirus. That's not very helpful. Coronavirus isn't here to wipe out humanity. They're not the Taliban. This wartime mentality probably doesn't help us. And beyond that, people are very loosely, very casually saying things like, oh, the world will never be the same, But I do worry that we're not articulating the future that we actually want from this. There's lots of different scenarios that could come from this situation. Again, Sahel, my mentor, he was talking me through them just the other day, and the one of the first scenarios could be, this is just a pause. This is but a pause, and we shut the world down for half a year, and we come back next year faster than ever, back to normal, just as things were. We take this moment to take a deep breath, catch up with relatives and friends, and then we come back. The same system as before. That's one scenario that could happen. Another scenario is potentially that this is not just a pause. We actually define together and articulate together the world we actually want to live in post-coronavirus, and we start addressing some of the challenges that the virus has exposed. Our investment in healthcare, our community networks, our priorities in life. Maybe this is a chance for us to really reassess and bring about the future that we want. As a worst case scenario, and that's, the virus mutates and it becomes more dangerous, and we see violence break out around the world. We see civil unrest. We see the breakdown of it, and no one can predict the future. But by articulating these futures and defining what our preferred futures are, we can start at least moving in a direction that we want to, rather than simply being passengers and letting mainstream media dictate where we're going. I'd like to see more individuals and organizations articulating the future that we actually want, and mapping what that future is going to take to get there. And, I think that I want more than a pause. I want us to bring about a world that we want. I want to see more social safety nets. I'm very much in the center. I don't believe that, I'm not hard left. I'm not in my early mid-20s anymore. I certainly was then. But I don't believe that the market can take care of everything. And, I think we need stronger community networks, these things. This is the kind of future that I want to help bring out: more spirituality, more community, more connection, more looking out for one another. And now just have to figure out how to get there.